Hello and welcome back to the Emotionless podcast. My name is Logan, and as always, I will be your host. This is episode 26, Title 9, Part 14, entitled A Semester from Home, Part 2. I actually didn't think this part of the story would go into a Part 2. There was just more details to talk about than I had originally remembered in my original notes, because I have all the episodes planned out in, you can't see this because I don't do video, I only do audio. But I have I don't know why I'm showing a camera that's not there. I have like all of my episodes planned out, for this whole series, which is going to be like 40 or 50 episodes. The notes that I had to talk about in this part of the series, I remembered more and more details about as I was actually recording the episodes, and therefore created longer episodes. So, at the end of our last episode, we were talking about how I was really struggling in class, with like seeing like the classroom, because it was really hard being suspended and feeling like there was nothing I could do about it, because there was nothing I could do about it. A detail I didn't mention because I wanted to get into it in this episode is when I gave that phone call, I straight up told, I told the person on the phone, I was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And they're like, "What did you mean?" I'm like, "Well, actions have consequences. There's a cause and effect system for everything." And he's like, I'm not understanding. And I'm like, "If you choose to go through with this suspension of me, there is a cause and effect for everything. Actions have consequences. I promise you, I will make this the hardest semester Beacon has ever experienced if you go through with suspending me." And they're like, "Are you threatening us?" I'm like, "I'm not threatening anything. I don't threaten people. I promise people." And like Rapunzel says, when I make a promise, I never, ever break that promise, no matter what it is. Which is why I don't promise things often. And they're like, "I don't know what you mean." I'm like, "Well, I guess if you really, really, really have to suspend me, you will find out, won't you?" And they were a little off-put by this, as I think anyone would be. So, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. This is just a really hard thing for me to talk about, but it's very therapeutic, important to talk about. I think talking about your feelings is super, super important, which is why I do this podcast, because I like to talk about it and feel like maybe, possibly, somebody out there is listening to my crazy psychotic stories, and potentially even relating to a similar experience, that they may have experienced. But that is besides the point. So, much like I said, I carried through with my threat, promise, whatever you want to call it. And I nearly crashed the school's email system. And the way I did that was very simple. I sent the person who gave me the original phone call. I'm not going to give you his name, but he was like the judicial something or another. I don't fucking know. I sent him like 25 to 30 emails a day. Some of them were just memes. Like ridiculous memes that had to do with nothing. It was just to flood his inbox, so that he couldn't get anything done all day, because he would just constantly be getting emails from me every like 10 minutes. Because I'd specifically planned the emails for when he'd be in the office, so that, he'd be like trying to type an email, and boop, another email would pop up. I would call his phone. Apparently, this is what I've been told. Apparently, I called his phone so much that he unplugged it and got a new phone and got a new number. You're welcome. I'm So, months pass, and I had a counselor at the school that I was talking to about this, and she thought this was completely ridiculous and uncalled for. And the thing that was the most uncalled for, and we'll get into this later, like I keep saying, is the the I'm trying to remember. Oh, the hate book that they accused me of in the first place. My mom wanted to see exactly what they were talking about because, she thought it was a little ridiculous to begin with. And I think we asked them for a copy of it at least 15 times, and they still to this day haven't given me a copy of it. And I know they have a copy of it because I was sent pictures, well, not sent, showed pictures of it during the original meeting in July. So I know they have pictures of it. And I'll show you later why I know they have pictures of it. So yeah. Sorry, just again hard to talk about. So October and Halloween rolls around. Halloween was actually really, really fun. My friend came over and helped me pass out candy because my neighborhood isn't like huge, but we just get a lot of trick-or-treaters because we're right by an elementary school, so like all the kids come down. And so I always have tons of candy. I've got music playing. It's a really fun time. But I just remember being so depressed to the point where I stopped attending classes. Because they straight up, we made an agreement that part of my condition to be able to come back for the spring semester was that I would attend all my classes, I would attend this, I'd attend that, blah 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 blah. And sorry, I'm fixing my microphone. And for the most part, I kept good on that. I attended almost all of my classes. But mental health is hard, and part of how difficult mental health is picking and choosing your battles. And I don't know. Sometimes I think that you have to pick and choose which battles are worth your time to fight. And I wish if I could go back in time to when this happened, I wish I would have just chosen to stop fighting the battle that is Beacon and just found a new school. I think it would have saved myself so much heartache. I would have saved myself so much time. I would have saved myself so much money, an insane amount of effort, and just an insane amount of happiness. It's wild. It's straight up wild what I went through. Not to mention, on top of being suspended, apparently the school was going through some like financial issues at the time, which who the fuck cares? That's not my problem. Get your shit together. It's not my problem that you guys can't afford to operate the school you opened. That's really not my issue. They tried to, because when I was informed that I wasn't allowed to come back, I had already paid for housing, meal plans, student activities, student fees. They tried on, they did get away with keeping the book fee because we just were like, it's $500. I don't want to fight it. They tried to charge me for housing and student meal plan because I don't know, really, they didn't have a good excuse for the student meal plan. The housing kind of made sense because like I had already moved in, because if you had watched the other episode, I already moved in, so like my stuff was taking up space. But you're the ones who won't let me come on the campus and move my stuff. That's really not my problem. Like, we did actually get the police involved, and the police sided with us, and they were like, no, you can't charge someone for something you can't charge someone for a service you're not offering. You're not letting him stay on the campus. You can't charge him to stay on the campus. That's not how that works. So yeah, those semesters were really, really difficult. And they never really got easier, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. There was a point where I just couldn't take it anymore and I just gave up. Thank you so much for watching. This was episode 25, part 14, called A Semester Away, or Semester from Home, whatever, part 2. Make sure you follow us on social media and let us know how you tell us your stories, interact with us. We'd love to hear how you feel about these things. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.